Hello friends, I'm Dr. Hussein Abbas and let's discuss today cell. Now how do we define cell? Cell is defined as structural and functional unit of living body. Do you know what is the composition of the cell membrane? Cell membrane contains proteins, that is 55%, lipids 40% and carbohydrates 5%. Do you know the structural models of cell membrane and which one is the accepted one among all these? So the structural models are Linear-Davidson model, unit membrane model and fluid mosaic model. And among all this, the fluid mosaic model is the accepted. Here you can see a diagrammatic representation of a cell, where you can see the centrioles, the nucleus, the nucleolus in the nucleus, the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, the microtubules, microfilaments, the cell membrane, the mitochondria, the powerhouse, the ribosomes for the protein synthesis. Like here we have smooth endoplasmic reticulum, here we have the rough endoplasmic reticulum with the ribosomes. These are the lysosomes, secretory vesicles, Golgi bodies. Now let's understand about each component. What are the layers of the cell membrane? One central lipid layer and two outer protein layers. What is the characteristic feature of the lipid layer of cell membrane and what is its advantage? Lipid layer of the cell membrane is fluid in nature. Because of this, the portions of the cell membrane move from one point to the another point along the surface of the cell. And do you know the advantage? The advantage is that the materials dissolved in lipid layer can move to all the areas of the cell membrane. Name the types of proteins present in the cell membrane. These are the integral proteins, peripheral proteins, where you can see the cell membrane lipid layer, where this here is the hydrophilic portion and the hydrophobic portion. So the two sides are the hydrophilic portions, in between the hydrophobic, these are the cholesterol and the phospholipids. Next is, what are the functions of proteins in the cell membrane? The proteins provide structural integrity to the cell membrane, form the channels through which the water-soluble substances can diffuse, even functions as carrier proteins. What are carrier proteins? They help in transport of substances across the cell membrane. Even proteins form the enzymes and functions as the receptor proteins for the hormones. Can you name the carbohydrates present in the cell membrane? The carbohydrates are glycoproteins, which are attached to the proteins as the name suggests. Glycolipids, again as the name suggests, attached to the lipids. Now, what is the functional importance of carbohydrates in the cell membrane? So, carbohydrate molecules are negatively charged. So these molecules do not allow the negatively charged particles to move out of the cells. Thus, this helps in the maintenance of resting membrane potential. Can you name the cytoplasmic organelles which are bound with limiting membrane? These are the endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, lysosome, peroxisome, centrosome and centrioles, and secretory vesicles, mitochondria and nucleus. Now, can you name the cytoplasmic organelles which are not bound with the limiting membrane? And these are ribosomes and cytoskeleton. Do you know what is endoplasmic reticulum? Endoplasmic reticulum is the interconnected network of tubular and microsomal vesicular structures in the cytoplasm. Can you name the types of endoplasmic reticulum and the functions of each? So the types are rough or granular endoplasmic reticulum, as the name suggests, which are with ribosomes attached, and it is concerned with synthesis of proteins in the cells. degradation of toxic substances. The second is smooth or granular endoplasmic reticulum to which the ribosomes are not attached, and it is concerned with synthesis of lipids and steroids, storage and metabolism of calcium, and degradation of toxic substances. Do you know what are the functions of Golgi apparatus? The functions are processing, packing, labeling, and delivery of proteins and lipids. What are the functions of lysosomes? They help in degradation of macromolecules like bacteria and degradation of worn out cells, organelles, and also secretory functions. But what are lysozymes? Lysozymes are hydrolytic enzymes present in lysosomes. Please remember lysosomes and lysozymes. What are lysosomes and their functions? They help in degradation of macromolecules and degradation of worn out organelles. And how they do it? With the help of lysozymes which are present. What are peroxisomes and what are their functions? So peroxisomes are the membrane-limited vesicles derived from the endoplasmic reticulum and are concerned with degradation of toxic substances like hydrogen peroxide for oxygen utilization, breakdown of excess fatty acids, and acceleration of gluconeogenesis from fats, and simultaneously degradation of purine to uric acid, and even for formation of myelin and bile acids. What is the other name of mitochondria? And what are the functions of mitochondria? So the other name of mitochondria is powerhouse of the cell. And the functions of mitochondria are production of energy, for which it is known, and synthesis of ATP and initiation of apoptosis. Next is, do you know what are the functions of ribosomes? Ribosomes are concerned with protein synthesis, and the ribosomes attached to rough endoplasmic reticulum are involved in the synthesis of hormonal proteins, lysosomal proteins, and proteins of the cell membrane. The free ribosomes are concerned with synthesis of protein in the hemoglobin and proteins present in the peroxisomes and mitochondria. What is cytoskeleton of the cell and what are the protein components of cytoskeleton? The cytoskeleton of the cell is a complex network of structures in various sizes present throughout the cytoplasm. And the protein components of cytoskeleton includes microtubules, intermediate filaments, microfilaments. What are the functions of cytoskeleton? And the function that is cytoskeleton is concerned with determination of shape of the cell, stability of the cell shape, cellular movements. Now, what are microtubules and what are their functions? Microtubules are tubular organelles without a limiting membrane present in the cytoplasm. And these tubules are formed by tubulin molecules. Microtubules functions are that they determine the shape of the cell. They give structural strength to the cell and act like conveyor belts which allow the movements of granules, vesicles, protein molecules, and some organelles like mitochondria to different parts of the cell, and also form the spindle fibers which separate the chromosomes during mitosis. They are also responsible for the movements of centrioles and the complex cellular structures like seeds. What are microfilaments and what are their functions? Microfilaments are non-tubular thread-like organelles present in the cytoplasm of the cell. The microfilaments in cytoplasm are made up of actin molecules, and the filaments in endoplasm are made up of actin and myosin molecules. And microfilaments give structural strength to the cell, provide resistance to the cell against the pulling forces, are responsible for cellular movements like contraction, gliding, and cytokinesis. What is cytokinesis? We know partition, division of cytoplasm during cell division. Can you list the functions of nucleus? And the functions are, it controls all activities of the cell. Of course, for synthesis of RNA, formation of ribosomal subunits, and even sending genetic instruction to the cytoplasm through mRNA for protein synthesis. It controls the cell division through genes and functions as storage for hereditary information, that is in genes, and transformation of this information from one generation of the species